The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien. Coming to you live TFNN just after 9 a.m. Eastern Time Thursday morning. I appreciate our man Jacob doing the program yesterday. Hope you tuned in. I'm back in the saddle today. S&P is picking up right where we left off 2 days ago when I was on the air, man. You talk about some volatility in both directions. So we trade higher on Tuesday. I have to recalibrate my brain to what day it is in terms of the volatility we've had. You trade higher on Tuesday with intraday volatility on both directions. Wednesday, you basically just give back Tuesday's gains. Today, we're just getting those gains back again. We're up 0.8% in the S&Ps right now. NASDAQ 100. I got a 1-minute chart up here. Let's put it back to a 15-minute for some context. We'll go back to the S&Ps here right now. And as you can see, there's Tuesday's volatility in both directions. Wednesday, you trade basically right near the lows of the session on Tuesday. And what are we doing today, man? We're starting things off basically at the highs of Tuesday's action. We'll see where we go, man. We've had a couple sell-offs the last couple days from that price point. S&Ps right now trading at 41.64. You got the Dow up 228 points right now. That's 0.2% in the positive. You see the difference in the indices, right? You had the S&P trading somewhat all the way back to the lows. Look at the Dow, man. We're basically right near the tip of the high in terms of the Dow right now, up 0.2%. The Russell up 0.75%, 1964. Crude 77.77. That's what it was trading at a second ago. We'll go with that. Gold contract up by $8 this morning at about $1,900, $18.99 for the price of gold. You jump around, we got the 10-year up by 9 ticks this morning. You got the 30-year up by 30 ticks. We're seeing a little bit of higher price. Lower yield, and we'll jump over to the VIX. Volatility index. All things considered, folks, the sell-offs that we've been getting, you put this thing on a 5-year daily, and I'm just going to zoom in on even the last 12 months or so, encapsulating last year to this year. Cannot even find a spike on this chart. Chopping around near the lows of about $18 to $20 on the VIX right now. 1927 on that volatility index. Let's jump around to some of the currencies. If you were watching my dad's program last night, right? Talking about the dollar index, talking about the reaction in the markets. You have the dollar index barely edging higher. And what are we doing today, though? Boy, we're trading lower, man. We're down by 70 ticks. We're below 103. We're at 102.79 right now in the dollar index. You jump over to the euro US dollar. Inverse of that, we're pushing 108 on the euro US dollar. And you jump over to the dollar yen as we wrap up the roundup, 130.52. on the dollar yen. All right, where are we going to kick things off? Let's kick things off with Disney. Market loves a good mass firing. No, I kid. 7,000 workers, though, they're going to be let go. Probably the more important aspect of things is just how everything's getting restructured on Disney. We'll spend some time. I'm not sure I have it right now in terms of a few minutes at the top of the program. We'll talk to our man Kevin Hincks coming up after the first break. But nonetheless, they have restructuring, basically doing away with everything that happened under the years of Chapman. He's going to bring everything back together with the goal of profitability, talking about Iger. The one thing I will say is that it's been quite a run since Iger came in. I wonder what the date was in terms of that announcement. It was somewhere near the doldrums of what was going on in this thing. You take a look at Disney with the market. Disney coming into that earnings, okay, had risen about $25 on an $85 stock. What is that to be exact? You're talking about, almost 30%. The stock had risen coming into earnings. So the expectations were already sky high. Of course, the market has seen a jump over that same period of time, 10 to 15% as we kick off the year. But Disney's up 30% as we've accelerated off the lows about $85. They got a new CEO, optimism, recent highs. And they still deliver. And they beat by about $7 in terms of the upside for Disney. And we'll see how they react on the open. You jump to a 5-minute chart for the volatility. You see the number initially on their earnings. And I was listening to this conference call last night. I do have some Disney in a retirement account. We don't have any Disney just now in Rocket equities and options. But I'll show you the point in the chart when Disney started talking about, let me zoom in on this just for last night. When Disney started talking about the restructuring, when they started talking about firing 7,000 workers and restructuring the company, that's where the acceleration began, folks, from 115 and change up to 122.50. We were already higher. Now, keep in mind, Disney Plus was actually a miss. But it's interesting how the cycle has changed, as in Disney Plus, a little bit to the back burner with the way the reorganization is going on at Disney. The one thing they did reiterate is that they are going to achieve profitability in Disney Plus at the end of fiscal 2024. That's just the end of next fiscal year, so not that too far into the distant future. On the negative side of that, no more guidance long-term for Disney Plus subscribers. Seems like that was just a little bit too much of a gamble. Probably anticipated they're going to disappoint on the longer-term numbers they had. They revised them down slightly, and then they're no longer giving any more guidance there. But you got to hand to Iger, man, with the transformation, the reorganization. We'll see if it plays out. Nonetheless, you got Disney right now up about $7 on their numbers tonight after the bell. Let's see, do I have it up? Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit of Microsoft, man, for sure. I had too many articles up. I did have Disney up there. It is. Down 7,000 jobs, $5.5 billion in cost, the number that they're talking about there. You got Iger outlining the organization plan for the media giant, and as I said, basically undoing everything that Chapman has done. And he's going to have three divisions there. One of them is going to be the media division, encapsulating movies and Disney Plus. The next one's going to be ESPN. And what's he going to have? He's going to have one more. I'll have to go over it after the break. Yeah, Disney Entertainment is going to be co-chair. Let's see. We'll pull it up. Yeah, the Disney Media and Entertainment Distribution Division, that's gone. The top lieutenant that was running that, he had already been fired. Yeah, this one doesn't get into it. I was reading a couple different articles. We'll talk about the three. Here it is. Okay, I'll pull it up again. Nonetheless, strong quarters on the parks across the board. Disney up $7. They laid off 7,000 people. He said they're not going to spin off ESPN. Yeah. During the 11 months in 2022 when he didn't work for Disney, they had examined that idea of spinning off ESPN, because originally when I saw this come out, one of the divisions that they have here is going to be ESPN. I said maybe they're segmenting off ESPN to roll that out on its own deal. He was pretty strong, saying, listen, we looked at it for 11 months out of the 12 before I was there, decided that's not the play, and so we're not going to do that right now. And there you see the negative on Disney Plus on the chart there, a slight dip to 161.8 on total subscribers. Not surprising that they're not going to talk about long-term subscriber growth anymore. Operating losses for Disney's direct-to-consumer segment, still over $1 billion. The segment has lost nearly $10 billion with a B dollars, Disney Plus, but they're hoping to stem those losses towards the fiscal end of next coming year. Parks business. How about this one? Check this one out. We'll finish this one out with the parks business. You talk about some margins, man. They're making some cashola on every dollar you spend in Disney. $8.7 billion in revenue. Okay, this is the parks division. And they take $3.1 billion to the bottom line, man. That'd be like a business. I mean, a small business, right? That's making $870,000 in revenue. After paying all your employees, after paying your CEO, you're taking in $870,000 in revenue, and the company ends up with $310,000 in earnings. That's after paying everybody, doing all that stuff. Crazy margins for a company, $3.1 billion to the bottom line. Stay tuned, folks. We got a lot to talk about this morning. We got jobless claims. We're talking to our man Kevin Hincks when we get back. Stay tuned. If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We have the S&Ps up 32. Jumping back to Disney real quick. The part, the division that I couldn't remember, parks, of course. So you have the media part of things, including movies and Disney Plus. You have ESPN going to be its own division, and then you have the parks division. So it is interesting that segmentation between the movies and Disney Plus, the parks, an obvious difference there. And then you got ESPN, that third horse there in terms of coming in, different story, sports, of course, gambling. Interesting to see how that goes. But nonetheless, Disney, yeah, up about $7 this morning on their numbers. We jump around to some of what else I had pulled up here in terms of articles, in terms of stocks that are moving. How about Mattel? Mattel shares tumbling after holiday quarter fails to boost Barbie makers' sagging sales. Looks like it's not happening for Mattel, man. Jump into their chart before we jump into the numbers for Mattel. MAT is their symbol. It's quite a drop-off for a $20 stock, man. You're talking about a $10 drop, 10% drop to $18.34. We take a look, a little longer-term chart from Mattel. Held up pretty well, right? Last year, yeah, you're up to 26, you're down to 17. That's a percentage move. But you look at this chart, we've basically been consolidating for the better part of 2+ years. And what are we going to do, folks? We're going to open somewhat near the bottom of that range. We just accelerated on Mattel from 1621 up to 2050. You got a high last year of 26.99. Just out of curiosity here, let's take some of these highs, see what we got up to. About a 50% retracement from the highs to the lows before we've turned lower. And on Mattel numbers, you are lower. Getting into those numbers, 18 cents versus 29. And boy, you talk about a percentage miss, man. 1.4 billion versus 1.68 billion. Just mammoth numbers in terms of on a percentage basis. It's almost a 20% miss on revenue. Kind of surprising that they'd even salvage 18 cents versus 29 when a lot of times, right, the profit can come from some of the last items you're making, as in, you roll out 1 million Barbies, right? The cost already incurred. You sell that millionth Barbie, most of its profit, versus if you end up with it in inventory. For the 3 months, the company recorded net income of $16.1 million, or 5 cents a share, a plunge from $225 million or 64 cents a share a year earlier. How's that for the value of a company? You're making $225 million in a quarter, and just like that, you're basically breaking even. $16 million is cashola, but boy, it's not the kind of money that you're dealing with when you're talking about revenue of almost $1.7 billion expected. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, customers appeared to feel the squeeze as the company's toys like Barbie and Hot Wheels become increasingly expensive, and the company's fourth quarter sales declined 22% year over year. North America segment decreased 26% during the period. People are clamping down on toys for children. What's going on, man? The company underperformed its own full-year earnings expectations. 2022 earnings $1.11 in October. They just cut it to $1.32. So think how things are moving over the last 3 months. Not a good holiday quarter in terms of what they were looking for. Pressure on toy manufacturers, inflation. You got Hasbro cutting 15% of their workforce, so it's been a tough one overall. They got a Barbie movie coming out July 21st. Yeah, but boy, be careful, man, because you go from making $250 million in a quarter to making $16 million. That might not take long to go right into a loss. And if your company is making no money, it's actually worthless, folks. Yeah. And right now, Mattel is not worthless. And it's not worthless, but you get the point. It's a $6.5 billion company, and they're barely making any money, though. And you have declines in the 10 to 20% range in terms of the numbers they're talking about during a holiday quarter that, all things considered, was pretty decent. I mean, look at the numbers, right? The recessionary numbers, et cetera. Is this really a Max Payne situation that they should have been losing that big of a percentage? Not sure that's the case. All right, let's jump around to some of the other companies. You got Pepsi trading higher this morning. Pepsi, top expectations as sales rise 11%. I mean, what does that say, man? Now, let's see where North America is. Can North Americans at least, I mean, worldwide as well, but can North Americans at least maybe drink a little bit less soda and buy some toys with that money for their children? How about it, right? Now, I say this, but Pepsi, as we were talking to our man Kevin Hincks a couple days ago, they do a lot more than soda. They make Frito-Lays and potato chips and snacks, salty snacks. They're almost a salty snack company versus a company that makes soda versus Coca-Cola, that's straight out beverages. It is interesting how their vast portfolio, though, and I'm digressing here, but their vast portfolio of items has really progressed over the years. And I'll tell you, we have, of course, some children in the household. Tommy just turned 2 a week ago. Can't believe it. That was a week ago already. He's 2 years old in 1 week today. He drinks a lot of Fairlife milk, still drinking whole milk, getting that good fat to grow those good brain cells. And he drinks a lot of Fairlife, which is an ultra-processed, lactose-free milk. And the kicker of it all, folks, is who owns it? I believe it's Coca-Cola. I'm trying to get down here. Come on. Yeah, who owns it? I'll pull it up. Fairly certain it's Coca-Cola. And you go into the store, you're buying Fairlife. It's a lactose-free, ultra-processed, premium product. What are you doing? You're buying Coca-Cola. Nonetheless, back to Pepsi, man. Their numbers expects continued growth this year with organic revenue, acquisition and divestitures projected to rise 6%. Adjusted earnings are expected to increase 8% to $720. Market was looking for about $727. Fourth quarter sales, $28 billion, beating the number of $26.8 that the market was looking for. Or let's see. Yeah, the company's beverages, Quaker, and Frito-Lay businesses in North America translated higher prices into double-digit organic revenue growth. I mean, how's that happening, man? Why is everybody spending so much money on Frito-Lay chips and Quaker oatmeal and all of that stuff? And meanwhile, you're cutting Mattel toys. And it's tongue-in-cheek, folks, okay? But you get the idea. It's almost a statement to Mattel's numbers that things are not that bad right now if everybody's still splurging on Frito-Lay chips when they hike the prices and they're not buying toys. What's probably going on is there is a problem that is very specific for Mattel. Yeah, to put it lightly. Okay, we're going to jump around a little big picture. We still got some stocks to look at that are moving this morning. We got the opening bell coming up in 5 minutes. But it's pretty cool to think about what's going on with AI, folks. As my dad was saying yesterday, it'd be pretty wild if Microsoft just came around and was like, boom, they're the new Google, and they cement Google as the search engine of the world. But guess what? It's possible, man. You could make the case that Google has been dominant for 20 plus years. And find me an example, folks, of any company that dominates any technical area for over 20 plus years. One of them might be Microsoft. Okay, that might be one of the few. Maybe Apple's out there as well, as we've had the technological generation acceleration. But for the first time in probably forever, I found myself going to the Bing.com website today. What does that say? That says it's material, folks. So what did I do? I got on the wait list to use the new AI Bing. You know what's so funny, too? I pulled this up, right? So we have Microsoft Outlook 365. We use Microsoft Outlook 365 with TFNN. I must have a TFNN website. I haven't logged in here forever. And what are they telling me? Microsoft's telling me I got $12 in here. I got $12 in here for some type of rebate that's tied to Sunglass Hut from 2 years ago. But I wouldn't know that, because I haven't logged in forever. Yeah. Nonetheless, what are they going to try and get you to do? If you want to be to the front of the line, I found this so interesting. Well, just set your defaults on your PC to use Microsoft. Or scan the QR code and install the Microsoft Bing app. Then we'll put you to the front of the line. You can use our product. We'll talk a little bit more about this when we get back. Pretty interesting how the world may be changing. And Google stock yesterday reacting. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. I've tried that ChatGPT. We'll talk about some of my perceptions of what's going on. Stay tuned, folks. It's going to be an interesting open. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We've got markets open checking out some of the equities with some action this morning. You have Disney up about 5.6% at $118 on the open. You got the S&Ps up about 0.8% so far this morning. We jump over to Google. Google, what was it down? 8% yesterday, something like that. It's flat today. When you got the market, you got the NASDAQ 100 up almost 1.5%, folks, and you got Google flat right now. Yeah, NASDAQ 100 up 1.4% right now. Apple shares up 1.4% on the dot right now. We jump over to Microsoft, continuing the gains, man. You're up another 2% right now on the extension of kind of the action yesterday. You jump over to Amazon, up a full percent right now. Meta shares up 1.4% right now. Let's see how Tesla's trading this morning. 209 pre-market, 206.46. Quite a run for Tesla right now. Jumping back, just kind of theoretically thinking about the implications would be the great term in terms of AI and how they could change things. Now, this is, I believe, an opinion piece from the Journal. Is it? Maybe it's just an article talking about they tried the new AI-powered Bing. Search will never be the same. Now, one of the things you were hearing yesterday, okay, I was reading about it, was that you had Google's new AI chatbot, Bard, B-A-R-D, okay? And one of the things that it was queried with was the new James telescope, right? The James Webb Space Telescope. And in that, it had an incorrect factual statement. Something to the tune that that telescope had allowed it to take pictures of the first planet outside of our solar system. Something like that. Well, that went unnoticed in error for a day or two until NASA actually said, you know what? No, that's not true. Another satellite or another telescope took those pictures. Worried about accuracy. So I saw this continual headline of Bard, worried about accuracy, right? Google down 8% on lackluster performance of demonstration, accuracy concerns, all of these headlines that you saw out there. Now, I'll give you an example. Playing with ChatGPT, okay, I was going in there asking it some pretty fundamental questions, technical questions about, as you're seeing Google sell off now, off 1.2%, okay? Technical questions about options, finance, right? Go figure. So I asked it, tell me about a bull call spread or something like that, right? And here's an example of ChatGPT, okay? And this is kind of an example of how Google, and they're trading lower, long-term might be catching a little bit of flack right now for the accuracy deal when ChatGPT is probably going to have some accuracy problems for some time. It's a double-edged sword. In one aspect, I just told you, what did I just do, folks? I checked out Bing for the first time in probably a decade, okay? I'm not going to set my defaults to Microsoft defaults, and I'm not going to install the Microsoft Bing app to get to the front of the line. But nonetheless, I do want to use this service. It's brought me to the website. I'm interested. That alone is a big concern for Google, rightfully so. But here's the example I wanted to bring up, okay? ChatGPT has errors that I've seen everywhere. Now, this is an example of the text that was generated from ChatGPT, okay? I said, what is a bull call spread? Something like that. It gave me a description, and then it walked through this example, which was pretty cool, except of all the things to not have solved yet, math, some simple math seems to be tripping up ChatGPT, okay? Now, here's an example. If you're familiar with the bull call spread, let's say you buy a call at $50 of an equity for $2. Meanwhile, you simultaneously sell that call, sell a call at a 55, a slightly higher, for $1. So what have you done? You've taken in $2, you spent $1, your net cost is $1, and you now have exposure for that bull call spread on that equity from about $50 to $55. Not about, exactly. If the price of the underlying asset increases above 50 call option and sell shares $55, earning a profit of, wait, what? Yeah, this is where it couldn't even do simple math, okay? It told me, correctly so, that it's going to buy the strike at 2, it's going to sell the call at 1, and then when it says how much you can make, it says it's going to earn a profit of $3, and then it tells you the difference between the strike prices, 55 and 50, minus the cost of the options, $1. So somehow, this $10 billion AI machine can't keep track of the fact that it says the difference between 55 and 50 minus 1, and they tell you it's 3. math word problems, okay? So just keep that in mind when you hear these accuracy problems, okay? Now, that was a hardcore factual error. This is a hardcore factual error. There's going to be a lot of instances where there's no one right answer. I've learned this term recently. NORA is the abbreviation. NORA, no one right answer. Okay, and that means something like a question like, tell me the most beautiful places to visit during the fall in North America. There's no one right answer. Everybody's going to have some good numbers. Those are the ones that I'm sure they're going to be very good at, and there's really no wrong answer if there's no one right answer, right? But what happens when simple, factual, statistical things, they can't even get correct in that degree? And pay attention, because that one caught my eye, man. I said, how is this possible? Of all the things that this computer does not have solved yet, right? You would think that something like that, a simple math play on that, is not solved yet. So when Google takes it on the chin, as they are right now, yeah, another 2% right now, remember that when you see it going forward. And let's take a look, see how Disney is trading now. Disney drops on their numbers, still up about 4%, but well off the number about 118 and change to kick things off. Mattel shares down about 10% to kick things off. We jump over to PepsiCo. PepsiCo shares up about 2.5% on their numbers. We jump over to Coca-Cola, getting a little bit of a lift on the tails of Pepsi. Coke up about 1% right now. And let's see what else I had pulled up here. Oh, yeah, Microsoft. Yeah, let's talk a little bit of Salesforce. They got another investor. Third point. I think this is the fifth known activist shareholder with a position in the software company shares. They see value, folks. Anytime you get that many investors coming in, there's your action on Salesforce, catching a little bit of a lift on Third Point. Dan Loeb, he is in there now as well. We take a look at the longer term for Salesforce. You know, everything at some price is buyable, folks. And my guess is this thing has just reached a price that, guess what? They're coming in. The smart money is coming in. You go back for a 5-year weekly. This thing just traded to prices that you hadn't seen in almost 5 years for Salesforce. We're catching a little bit of a lift today, but boy, you talk about a total give back almost to the COVID lows for Salesforce, up about 2.2% right now as they have another activist investor coming online. Yeah, this one's interesting. Okay, the big short in stocks is almost over after a $300 billion unwind. Money managers have cut $300 billion in bearish bets and are now positioned more in line with historic norms, but guess what? When you close a short, you have to buy. So what just happened? Part of the market run-up here, folks, has been $300 billion in shorts getting closed, buying on the other side of that. Well, now what's happened? The market's inflated. You've had all the shorts get closed. The market is now, as they say, just as the Federal Reserve warns, its inflation-fighting battle is far from over. Here's the thing that I'll say. Take the word just out of there. The word just, man, it does a disservice to many sentences. The Fed has been saying this all along, folks, okay? Market hasn't been listening. But boy, I mean, there's not much more to talk about in there, man. You got $300 billion in bets. They've bought. They've closed it out. The market is pushing recent highs right now, and we're coming into some volatility for the Fed potentially, man, at a price point of 41.57 in the S&Ps. All right, stay tuned, folks. We'll be coming back. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
All right, welcome, folks. We got a treat. Who do we got? Tommy, did you say hello to everybody? Do you say hi? Hello, everybody. That's right. You see them? They're watching you. Yeah. You see it right there? There you are. There. Is that you? Look, there's my favorite little man in the whole world. There you are. We jumping around? That's too bad. We are jumping around on the internet connection. You see yourself? You saying hello? You're so smart. You see yourself? Did you tell him? What did we do yesterday, Tommy? What did we do? Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Yeah. Tommy, were we watching Disney? You see Mickey? Is Mickey making a lot of money today? Mickey Mouse? What's he doing? Yeah. Did we go ice skating with Grandpa? So after the break, folks, I'm going to get these pictures off my phone. I'm going to show you some pictures because it's an important day in O'Brien's life when they go ice skating for the first time. Tell him. Were you playing hockey? Did you tell him you were playing hockey? Oh, did you have fun skating? Were we going fast? Places to move to, right? We found a place where it was 86 degrees practically yesterday. Was it hot yesterday? You telling him? It was 86 degrees yesterday. And 3 Ryans got to go ice skating together. Yeah? Did we go ice skating? Hey, what's on your outfit here? Did you tell him? Do you have rhinos playing football? Are they playing football? What do you got? You want this? You want to see TFNN? Oh, we'll show them that. How's that? What's that? Is that TFNN? Oh, is it not going? The batteries are out right now. That's too bad. It lights up. It lights up, folks. Huh. We're doing a little playtime here. We're ad-libbing. We got about 15 minutes left to go in the program. This guy was out in the hall. He wanted to come say hello to everybody, and who am I to say no? What's that say, folks? What's that say? You tell him? TFNN. TFNN. And you know what? We're going to plug in. We got to be careful. We got to be careful. That pulls. Whoops. There we go. This is how it goes, huh? Tell him.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, no.
It's okay. All fixed.
Wow.
Yeah, we got to plug it in, and we'll turn that on, folks. TFNN, that's right. Huh. So, Tommy, what do you think of Disney, man? It's up 4.3% today. What do you like? What do you think? Are we buying or are we selling the news today? Yeah? You like that? Maybe I have. Maybe I got too many tabs going, Tommy. Oh, you see yourself? Is that you? TFNN, tell them. Educating investors. Huh. Educating investors. TFNN. Tell them. TFNN, educating investors. Daddy. Hi, buddy. Hi. Hi. We're deviating a little from financial news, folks. But if you're clicking away from this channel, I feel bad for you because there's nothing like watching a little kid. Yeah, you say hi to everybody. You're the best. Huh? You tell them. Oh, is that Tommy O'Brien? Is that Tommy the Fourth? So we are very fortunate, folks, that I chose a point in the country that we moved to where it's sunny all the time. We are a hockey town, man. So where did we go yesterday? We went to the TGH Iceplex in Brandon, Florida, which is where the Lightning practice. Very cool arena. Hadn't been there before. You saying hello to everybody? TFNN, educating investors. And we went skating for the first time. First time he's on ice of many, lacing up the skates, and he did so good. You were going so fast, weren't you? We got to be gentle with that, okay? We got to be gentle with that. You want to get down? Well, we're not going to get down yet. We might make it through this one more segment, Tommy. What do you think? Do you want to look at the other pictures? No? You want to run around? Yeah, we'll see if we come back from this segment, folks. He wanted to make an appearance, but he had such a busy day. Were you skating? Did you tell them? You have to tell them. You want to get a Bubba?
Okay.
He's thirsty, folks. He still likes his Bubba, his whole milk. What's he going to drink? An ad for Coca-Cola. The fine people of Coca-Cola, we enjoy your Fairlife products. They're actually very hard to find recently. Please send TFNN some Fairlife because this guy loves it. It's great stuff, and there's your live content live mention, Tommy. We'll get some product placement. We might as well, man, for the amount of Fairlife we go through in this household. You see the mouse? You got the mouse, buddy? Yeah. You see the mouse? Let's check it out. Tommy, what do you think of Microsoft? Are they going to change the world with their new AI? They might, huh?
Want to get Bubba?
You want to get a Bubba? Yeah. So I think what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to take this last segment off. Okay, we're going to just re-air a few minutes from mine right now because we're having too much fun. Tell him. And he's thirsty. This guy wants a Bubba. You know what we're going to do, though, Tommy? You know what we're going to do? What do you like to play? What's your favorite song right now? You know what he likes, folks? TFNN. Tell him. TFNN. Educating investors. You see it? Hi, buddy. Hi. Hi. There he is. You gotta love children, folks. They're the happiest little. They teach you how to live. Okay, we got a break coming up in about 1 to 2 minutes, buddy. How about we play some Who Let the Dogs Out? We're going all out here today, baby. Who Let the Dogs Out? This is one of his favorites right now. It's a classic, right? Who Let the Dogs Out? But it was a quote, and I don't know who it was from. I forget. But having a child that just turned 2. Yeah, you want to. Who Let the Dogs Out? Ready? What's that? What's that? And you think that you're going to teach them about life, but guess what, folks? You learn what life is about again by watching those kids, and they teach you what life is about because you almost forget. This guy wakes up so happy every morning, man. Huh? What's that? Who? You say who let the dogs out?
Go.
Who let the dogs out? And he is teething like a madman right now as well. So yeah, he's a big fan of Who Let the Dogs Out right now. Google taking it on the chin, man. But you know what? They're not taking it on the chin. YouTube. I tell you, folks, we got a 2-year-old in the house and a 5-year-old. The 5-year-old is about to be 6 in April. And it's pretty remarkable that, number one, if you're watching TFNN out there on YouTube, we appreciate it. We stream everything we do on YouTube, folks. If you haven't found the channel, please subscribe to our channel. It's free. Everything we do is archived there on YouTube. So we're biased. We stream everything. But guess what, man? Both the children have tablets. We keep the time that they are on those tablets very tight. okay? And we keep the apps that they use very controlled. Okay, there's a lot of great apps. Teach them the alphabet, teach them numbers, number blocks, alphabet blocks, all these great apps, okay? But what do they both want when we let them basically play with anything they want? They both want to just go around YouTube. That's all they want to do. They have Amazon Fire tablets that can do anything. They got a bunch of games, and they play with a bunch, but they want YouTube. So we're going to call it a day, folks. Say bye. We're going to go get Bubba. Say bye to everybody. Say bye. That's right. Say bye. Folks, thanks so much for tuning in. We're going to see everyone later. Say have a great day. Have a great day. Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow, live at 9 o'clock. Stay tuned for live programming today, folks. We'll be right back.
TFNN has just launched their new trading room, the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. And now they are expanding their reach with the Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. In the Tiger's Den, you can look over the shoulders of Tom O'Brien and the other TFNN hosts while they analyze charts during their live Tiger TV programs, and join an interactive trading community with hundreds of members exchanging ideas. Interact with other tigers and tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day, even at night and on the weekends. The Tiger's Den at Discord is accessible on mobile or tablets as well, so it's always at your reach. To sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders, just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.